This was the most exciting thing I'd heard come out of Marvel since probably the announcement of Endgame. What's up, everybody? So, this past weekend was the annual San Diego Comic-Con, and Marvel, of course, every year basically has announcements about upcoming projects and whatnot. And I wasn't terribly interested, to be honest, because I knew they wouldn't talk about Avengers Doomsday, but I'm kind of already on record saying that I have zero emotional attachment to Avengers Doomsday. But there were a couple of things that they did talk about that I really kind of piqued my interest. The most significant one was Ryan Gosling as Ghost Rider. Now, Ryan Gosling is a part of like probably top 3, top 5 of my favorite working actors right now. You know, I put him right up there with Christian Bale and Jake Gyllenhaal. Like, I'll watch anything that these guys do. And so the fact that now he is basically up in the upper echelon as far as the bigness of the movies that he's making, you know, just recently coming out with Project Hail Mary that just did gangbusters at the box office. And aside from just being a really great movie, and now he is going to be Johnny Blaze himself in Ghost Rider. You know, and I think it's just great casting. You know, he did a movie in the 2010s, a long time ago, called The Place Beyond the Pines. It's also a movie that has Eva Mendes and Bradley Cooper. But in that movie, he plays a motorcycle stunt performer. And so I can already visualize him as, you know, riding on that motorcycle as Johnny Blaze, who is also a circus stunt performer, and also having the range and capabilities as an actor to deliver a great performance as Ghost Rider. Now, the last time that this actually happened, I believe, was like maybe 2007 and 11, or when the last time the 2 Ghost Rider movies came out with Nicolas Cage as Johnny Blaze. Now, I don't get me wrong, I love Nicolas Cage. He's also one of my all-time favorite actors. But just those movies, even though he was great, because he's kind of great in everything, there was just something hollow, unsatisfying about those movies. Like, I didn't even finish either of them, to be honest. Like, I think the first one I gave the most time to, but then I just saw a few minutes of the second one and just checked out. I just couldn't. And I think that also has to do with the fact that, you know, whoever was putting it together, whether the director, writer, producers, all of that, they just didn't have the care that, you know, the modern Marvel Studios has with their characters and movies. And even when they announced the director, which is going to be Shawn Levy, who just recently worked with Ryan Gosling with the Star Wars Starfighter movie, and he also worked with Ryan Reynolds on a couple projects, specifically, you know, Deadpool versus Wolverine, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I appreciated, you know, how he was able to steer the ship. Because it's, you know, at that point, it's basically the Ryan Reynolds show. Adam Project as well, another Ryan Reynolds movie, and Free Guy. And so he's able to put together these big movies, and I don't mean necessarily big as far as the amount of money that it makes, but as far as the scope of the movies, he's able to handle that. You know, so the fact that now he's going to be doing Ghost Rider with somebody who is maybe slightly less of a giant personality, right, than Ryan Reynolds, you know, another Ryan with Ryan Gosling, who's just he's a consummate actor. You know, he can be a movie star, but also be nominated for, you know, awards, you know, whether it's the Golden Globes or the Oscars. He has that skill set as an actor. So bringing that pedigree to Ghost Rider and somebody like Shawn Levy who can handle the scope of what a movie like that would entail, I think it's just a perfect combination. It's supposed to be coming out in 2028, which is relatively soon. It's like a year and a half from now, at most. And I was charged when I heard this because, you know, like I said before, he's one of my favorite actors and I'll watch anything he does. And the fact that he's going to be Johnny Blaze himself is just, it warms my heart. Anyways, those are my thoughts. What about you guys? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Click subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.